Hey Aries, welcome to your mid-April 2019 astrology and tarot reading. Very welcome back to the channel if you're a regular here. Thank you for all your continued support. And if you're new, please subscribe to the Reading the Signs family. It would be great to have you on board. I'm nearly at 60,000 subscribers as we speak, which is really, my brain can't quite fathom it. I find that really exciting. I'd love to get to 100,000 subscribers and get that little glass thingy. But it's really fun doing this, so thank you for all your support. Aries, Jupiter retrograding in your ninth house. So Jupiter is that expansive, that optimistic, that joyous, that great benevolent, benefic, sorry, definitely not benevolent. Jupiter will retrograde right up until the 11th of August. And it's a wonderful time for you to revisit your plans of adventure. Jupiter in the ninth house is so optimistic. It's so exciting because Jupiter is the ninth house planet. So you're getting a real spin at luck here, and adventurous opportunities are arising. You may find more opportunities to travel, get new education. It's so expansive. It's kind of a hard one to pinpoint what it is that's working for you because there's so many options. All that Jupiter retrograde means is that you have to reevaluate what it is that you truly want to make of this cycle. Because Jupiter will then, at the very end of the year, move into your 10th house of career and prestige. And that is when it will bring these amazing career opportunities and that kind of thing. In the 9th house, you could manifest a lot more fun opportunities before you have your career moment, your golden career moment. So if you want to travel more, make a vision board, go back to basics in the law of attraction. What is it that you want to manifest? What is it that you want to see in the world? And as well as that, we have a very, very enlightening and illuminating full moon in your partnership house. So you could make a partnership completely official. Fully commit to this person, take the next steps. If the relationship's unequal, you'll ask why. You'll want to know what's going on there. It is a big opportunity to make changes in your relationships, your most important one-on-one partnerships. 2 is the magic number. We had that full moon in March on the 20th. That was the first supermoon actually in your partnership sector. And it was in the 1st degree, and now we're moving into the 29th. So you'll have found out in the last month if you're dating anybody, if they're your person, if they're the one for you. Or if you're completely single, you'll figure out why. Are you putting in too much time to something else and not looking for love? Or do you not really want it? Are you not open to it? Are you constantly rejecting it? Etc., etc. If partnerships come under focus, you will know where you stand after this full moon and what your next step is. Now, Sun in Taurus. You're going to be very productive. You're going to have finances and money on your mind. They're going to take center stage. There is the annual conjunction of the Sun and Uranus, and for the first time in a long time, it's not in your sign, it's in your 2nd house. So you're going to have a big idea. You might have a get-rich-quick scheme. Don't go out there and take out a loan. Don't do something on a whim. The energy might subside quicker than you think. But it's a great time to make a vision board, okay? Think about the figures you want to have in your bank account. Think about what you want your security blanket to be. What is your self-worth as well? Because the 2nd house is all about value and worth. And that doesn't just have to be money and possessions. It's a very possessive house, but you are your most important asset. So with this Sun-Uranus conjunction, are you making a rebellious move because you feel empowered, or because you feel as though it will send a message to the world that I'm important? Consider it, because you might regret it later. It's kind of the ultimate conjunction of posting a really revealing picture because you're feeling great that day. You're thinking, screw the world, the body is natural, that type of thing. And all these, whatever your trajectory is. But then a couple of days later, you might decide that wasn't really me. Do you know what I mean? Take a couple of days to consider what it is that you want to do, because Uranus is very rebellious. It can be quite impulsive, and it can be unnecessarily in your face about rebelling generally. So just be careful about that. As well as that, Pluto and Saturn retrograding in your 10th house. We are talking about Jupiter going into your 10th at the end of the year. It's a long way away. Until then, we do have Pluto and Saturn in that sector, slowing you down a little bit. So this leading up to August, it's the best time to take a vacation because you can really go over what it is that you want to do, what you want to experience. Don't push too hard in your career if you're feeling resistance. Like if you're feeling like something just keeps going off or falling flat, it might be the universe's way of telling you something. Like it might be happening for a reason. So don't push unnecessarily on certain things. You may also be going over old matters with the most important male figures in your life. You may find that the men in your life are teaching you things about yourself. They are teaching you who you are. You may be looking back on where you come from, what your relationship was with your father, tracing your family tree. That sort of on the father side is kind of the main gist of things. But if you have a tricky relationship with your father, Aries, or as a father, this may come to the fore. Okay, this may be something that you want to evaluate. You might want to seek therapy on. You might want to consider how it's affecting your life. So there's a real load of masculine energy, and you like that because you are a masculine sign, and you are the first sign. Let us not forget, you are the first sign. You're the beginning, and it's sort of like new starts are your thing, Aries. You do love being center stage at things and getting the ball rolling. You like crossing the finish line first so you can move on to the next thing. Sometimes with retrograde season, it can bother you the most. And that's fine. But sometimes patience is a virtue. And nothing stops during retrograde season. Not really. It just means that things can be delayed a little bit. And sometimes your miss is your mercy. The universe can sometimes put roadblocks to prevent you from doing something really stupid. Especially if it's career matter. As I say, that Sun Uranus conjunction, be wary of your impulses, or what messages you want to send, or if you want to buy something really expensive, do think about it, Aries, please. Just think. Now you'll do it anyway. I know you guys. You'll do it anyway. There's no point in me saying that. Okay. 2 of Swords, 3 of Pentacles, Page of Cups, the World, and the 6 of Pentacles. We're giving back, Aries. You're feeling generous. Feeling generous. And let me see. So the Knight of Pentacles is underneath. So I'm getting this really strong impression that you're either dealing with a Scorpio or a Taurus, or a Leo or an Aquarius. But it doesn't have to be. Can be Cancer, Pisces, can be anybody. But in terms of your relationships, Aries, you're going into a phase, I think, romantically speaking, that's very, very good. It's very positive. There's a lot of romance there. But it's one you've never been in before. Right? It's almost like it's with a person. It's in a phase within a person that you've not experienced before. So if it's someone you've been with long term, you're going into a period where you actually realize there's a lot more to this person than I realized, and we're doing this together, and I've never done that before. Or you're making a relationship official. I think a lot of you are. Under this full moon in Libra. And I feel like it's quite big because the world and the challenge is telling me it's kind of like you and them against the world in many ways. Or it's kind of as though you're ending one cycle and beginning a completely new one with this person. Because I know that romantically you're good, because the Page of Cups is in the positive position, and the 6 of Pentacles is when there is a giving relationship. And that's really positive because there's a lot of give and take. The world and the challenge means you may be at a distance with this person. You may have a lot of commitments that are taking time away from the relationship. You might have big ambitions, and this person might not feel like their needs are being met. So you realize that you have to give back. Maybe that's what the full moon tells you. Because if you look closely, there's a set of scales here. Libra is the scales. And this is all about equality. Okay? One person giving when the other person needs them, and then when the roles are reversed, they give back. I know that the image isn't quite as I just explained, but the scales is saying that this guy is getting something from these people too. So somebody needs you, or you need somebody else, and you show up. I did mention in the Aries readings a lot over the last while that you've kind of gone back and forth with what the ideal picture can be or what is possible when it comes to balancing romance and career. Again, those scales telling me that you get it in balance this month. And it could have been because Uranus was in your sign and you were fiercely independent and you were figuring out who you were and you were figuring out what it is that you wanted and what, it meant to be you. And Uranus is fiercely independent. And when it's in your sign, you seek this, you're constantly on this cause and you rebel against what makes you feel restricted. So if you were in a relationship where you felt like, maybe I can't do this, maybe I can't go here, you just said no. And now you're like, I really get something I've not had before here. Like, I'm getting this feeling of equality. What is that? Like, what does that mean? Like, why am I feeling like I have an equal here whenever I was always far superior? That's a joke. That is a joke. But Aries, it really looks as though there is somebody giving back or you giving back, and there's a sense of equality, because I can see you with the Two of Swords before, where you were thinking, I can't do both. I'm scared of opening up to this in case it takes away from that. It's going to stay where I am, what I'm doing, because it's fine. And the Knight of Pentacles kind of says that you're rolling in with this promise of stability or this commitment, and so somebody else is too. If it's career, you are more than prepared to be involved in something charitable, to give back, to put in the extra hours, and you're receiving a benefit from this. Things grow where your attention goes. Okay, energy grows where your attention goes. It's almost as though with the Six of Pentacles, what you focus on putting all this stuff into is going to blossom later. Even if it's vulnerable now, even if you're in a relationship where they're sick or they are down in their luck financially, or they're going through a phase where they feel kind of vulnerable, you're more than happy to be the knight in shining armor, because that's what Aries does best. When you're dealing with somebody who is going through a moment, and I think with the Page of Cups, you're dealing with somebody who's kind of emotionally vulnerable and somebody who's quite emotionally sensitive, and they're really sweet and they're really wholesome, and you're kind of thinking, I can give to this person, I can receive love from this person and still protect them because I want to protect them. The problem is it's new terrain. And is that even a problem? Because you, Aries, are great at that. Okay? See, the World card in the challenge is telling me that as we move from Pisces season, the Pisces energy, when Mercury leaves Pisces and goes into your sign on the 17th, when Venus leaves Pisces and goes into your sign on the 20th, it's all systems go. New beginnings after the closure. You've wrapped up some kind of phase. You've wrapped up some kind of relationship pattern, some kind of perspective on life, what was holding you back, what your limiting self-belief was, what you thought of the world. It's all kind of changed. And you're ready to begin a new chapter as something different or as someone different. Or your levels of what you're offering have gone up. They've changed. Is kind of the vibe that I get, Aries. I'm going to draw one more card for the outcome. See what it is. Strength. Oh, giving and protecting. Okay, so there's kind of a vibe here that I got from Libra. So you could be dealing with a Libra Aries, but it was like this Beauty and the Beast theme. And I almost feel as though in this scenario, you were kind of the beast and you've realized how much of an effect you have on this person, on this belle, on this beauty, this sweet, sensitive kind of beauty person. And you're seeing that they are so soft and you can protect them and you want to protect them. And that's why it works. You guys are different, but it works. You could be dealing with a Leo, but your relationships are going to thrive because you're learning to be part of a team. Now that Uranus is out of your sign and Chiron's in your sign offering you a sense of healing, people that have been wounded or have knowledge of helping wounded people or even work for charities are going to be your forte. You're going to want to look after people. You're going to want to heal with people, heal through people, heal wounds. You're going to want to give back. And that's exactly what you're doing. The more that you give back, the more recognized you are. And maybe with the World card and the challenge, Saturn retrograding in your career sector is going to slow you down a little in order for you to embrace the more emotional side of life, the more beautiful, authentic, romantic side of life that you've been denying yourself for a while. So, that being said, let's look into the Wild Unknown Animal Spirit deck by Kim Krans, because I love this deck. I think it's brilliant. I really, really, really enjoy this. And it gives such good information and insights. Let's see what we've got going on for Aries. Oh, the dragon. There's something else there too. The dragon and the phoenix. Whoa. Whoa. This is impressive. Phoenix, you could be dealing with a Scorpio. Now, the reason that I say that is because Scorpio is often represented by the phoenix. And the phoenix goes incredibly, I don't mean to move the dragon there, but the phoenix in the World card is a release from past karma and a release and freedom from suffering is what they put in the book, or what she puts in the book. Or he, I actually don't know. But anyway, okay, so it's not about running from the past. It is dedicating yourself to releasing yourself from suffering. And that's what the 12th house was. You're releasing yourself from some kind of past karma. I think for a lot of you it was Uranus as well, but Saturn is slowing you down in your career. And I think you're getting a moment to embrace it. The Phoenix will release you from baggage. And you're not going to run from the past. You're not going to run from what's happened. As it puts in the book, the stuckness and dead weight fall into the ashes and a lightness and clarity emerge. As the stagnancy continues to smolder, the phoenix lifts our spirits up and we begin to recognize ourselves again. We may catch a glimmer in our eye that wasn't there before. I think you feel this about this person because that's so Page of Cups. Look closely. It's a sign the fire of transformation is upon your wings. That is stunning. That is so stunning. I think this is how you feel about this person, that little glimmer of hope in their eye, and you want to look after them and you want to protect this. Now, the dragon in the book says, seeing one's most true self and balancing the ego. This makes so much sense. You're releasing yourself from your ego and your need to be validated. Your need to have your reputation, your ego stroked. Two planets, two hard-hitting heavy planets retrograding in your 10th house of reputation. You're learning to embrace the vulnerability and authenticity of relationships without needing that validation, without needing the me that happened with Uranus. This is awesome, Aries. Okay, so I'll read you this. The dragon sees everything. So you probably are dealing with a Scorpio. You're dealing with someone very perceptive, apologies. Its essence has been with us before our first breath and will be there at our last. It watches us navigate the external world as well as our inner world. When dragon energy is awakened, we are courageous, visionary, and we can drop into witness consciousness. It is almost as if we are traveling with a great friend inside of ourselves. When we look in the mirror, deep into our eyes, we may even glimpse the self behind the self, the one who is watching us. This is the power of the dragon, breathing transformative fire into every cell of our bodies. Witnessing this omnipotent energy, even for a brief moment, helps us surrender and let go. We let the dragon guide us. We hop on its back for a ride, and we traverse even the most difficult terrain. The dragon's eyes see beauty everywhere. It's your inner fire. It's your embers. You are a fire sign. These are fiery energies. You are beginning a new cycle you've never done before. I think that's fascinating. It's almost like you are a more giving, more present version of yourself, and your relationships are going to benefit dramatically by you giving more of yourself to it and taking the pedal off the other stuff that are just to do with you and your advancement. I don't know who this Page of Cups is in your life, but they mean well, and it's a bond worth nurturing. Your relationships are going to become more authentic, and you're going to revel in it. So if you're giving back, Aries, I commend you. It is a wonderful thing to do. Looking after people and loving people makes the world go around. So enjoy your Phoenix moment. I think it's incredible. You're transforming. The World card confirms it. You're leaving one phase behind and becoming a new version of yourself. Uranus is no longer in your sign, and Chiron is there healing you. It's time to feel a little bit more of that good stuff. So I love you guys. I'll see you in the next set of readings. Bye.